Most of us prompting Claude incorrectly, me included. And this is not the skill problem. This is a pace problem. Anthropic has changed a lot in the last few months. You can see that through the number of changes they have published in the last couple of months. New model, new settings, new guidance, and what actually worked. The advice that moved on, but our habit hasn't. So if you learn how to prompt these things a few months ago, some of the learning has already been outdated. You're probably still prompting like, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, check your work. That method helped you in the old model, but the new model, the process has completely changed. Anthropic just published a guide how to prompt Opus 5. I read through it, so you don't have to, and I pulled out 5 rules that will help you design and prompt Opus 5 correctly, and you will get the best result out of it. If you are new to this channel is not for people who wants to make money using Claude or ChatGPT. There's plenty of videos available in YouTube, and you can get benefit from that. However, this channel is for people who currently in an office work job, who currently has a blue-collar job, and wanted to leverage AI to advance their career, get a promotion, but not sure where to get started. My name is Aftab. I'm a senior risk professional at a large Australian corporation. I've been in the industry for decades. I've been using AI since the ChatGPT actually came on board. I wrote the AI strategy for my function and currently implementing the strategy to provide greater value and insight to the business, and at the same time be more efficient and how we do things. So I use these tools every day at work. It's real work with real deadline. And this is no demo. Over the next 10 minutes, we are going to apply those 5 rules together on a real task. The only thing you need is some type of bank statement. There's no tools, no setup, no courses. Here is what you're going to get end of this video. 1 prompt you can use tonight on your own data. 1 default setting that will stop you picking models every time. 5 rules makes every prompt. And that 5 rules I talked about earlier, it's going to make your prompt shorter and better. In the description, I'll also include this corporate prompt pack, which you can get it from here. I'll include the link in the description. It's got roughly 35 prompts that the real corporate work does. Most of these prompts I use myself and refine it into it in the last 2 years. There are other prompts we collected. Most of these prompts come from my work and where I got real results. Download the prompt library and let me know if you have any feedback. I also include a framework, but you can use any framework in this space. And I have some really good tips and tricks which will help you get a better outcome from your model. First, the model big options. You have Haiku, Sonnet, Opus 5, and Fable 5. Most people pick a new one every time they chat. As a result of that, actually, you're spending too much token where you're supposed to. So let's quickly go through. Haiku is the quickest answer. It's not for I never use Haiku. Sonnet is kind of like an everyday model, everyday workhorse, and Opus 5 is your senior analyst. It beats some cases Fable 5 as well. The Fable 5 is the most expensive one. So then it's the plan. Let's look at this. Let's quickly go to the plan. So obviously it's got 4 different plans for Claude. So there's a free version available for you to try. But if you really wanted to use Claude for any kind of real work, then I would recommend to start with Pro. Pro is a $20 a month plan, and then from Pro you can go up to Max 5. I started with Pro and then I moved to Max 5, and now Max 5 every week I almost finish my tokens. What you should do is, if you're using a Pro plan, your default model would be Sonnet 5. Anytime you do any work, it would be Sonnet. And then if you need any kind of complex work, then we go up to Opus 5. But then if you are a Max planner like me, my default is Opus 5. And then again, I use Opus 5. And then if I'm not happy with something with Opus 5, or if I want something different, what it keep giving me, then I use Fable 5. Talked about that already. And then the important is it's simple as the thinking. So if you go to claude.ai/new and then sign in, you'll be able to see this. On here, if you click, you have all your models, Fable 5, Opus 5, Sonnet, and Haiku. Some of you might not see the Fable 5 because you might be in a free plan or $20 plan. And then you have effort. There's 2 things. One is effort settings and also thinking on and off. I would recommend leave the thinking on for most of the tasks you do. But in terms of effort, start with low. The reason being is the more effort you go, it doesn't mean that it's going to be more accurate what it does. What I do is the more higher effort it is, it'll take more time to think it through. As a result, it will cost you a lot more token. But there's no guarantee that it's going to give you a better output. Some cases you might, if you do really, really complex work, but most of the cases, just start with low or medium. That's where I generally start with. And if I'm not getting the answer I'm looking for, then I go high. So now the task, the 12 months of credit card statement, where is my money is going, where it creeps up, where these changes would save me the most. I picked this on a purpose. Everyone in here, everyone watching this video have this data sitting in their email or their banking app. Almost no one ever looks at it. I personally haven't looked at it. I'm going to build a prompt for this task once at a time, watch the prompt grow. And then once it's finalized, then we will actually use that prompt to analyze my statement for last 12 months. Here is the first rule. Rule number 1, give the whole job. Previously, what I used to do is break the whole work into steps and feed them at one at a time. Like, for example, do this, then do that, look at this data. And that was the right thing to do for the older model, but the wrong thing to do with the new Opus 5. Opus 5 wants you to give the whole thing in one go, starting point and the finish point. Opus 5 wants the starting point, input, and the finish line, then the plan, the middle itself. So look at the prompt. Analyze the attached 12 months of credit card statement. The goal is to show me where my money goes, where my spending has crept up, and the 3 changes that would save me the most. Build the result as one-page dashboard with charts I can read 2 minutes. Let's copy that. Rule number 2, say where the jobs end. Here's the flip side of the capable model, which no one tells you about. Opus 5 loves doing more work than you actually ask for. Keep it a loose brief, you will get an extra analysis, extra section, extra everything. So set the fence, set the boundary. So set the boundary and then it will move around those boundaries. So now what I'm doing is, so the next part of the prompt is use the attached statement, group spending into not more than 8 categories. Important, I'm setting the boundary here. Put anything unclear in other rather than guessing. Exclude repayment transfers so they do not count as spending. Make small design choices yourself. Only ask me a question if the answer would change the whole analysis. So as you can see, I'm setting the boundary. I'm saying that don't give me more than 8 categories. I don't want like 20 different categories. Anything you're not sure of, put that in others and ask me only when you think that will change the outcome. So let's copy this part of the prompt from the next section. So rule number 3, cap the reply. The reason being is you will see if you use Claude, it'll love to write an essay. You actually don't need an essay. Opus 5 default to long reply. He'll explain its reasoning, walk you through its approach, add a summary of the summary. If you want less, you have to say in the words. Remember, the effort setting will not shorten it. So the prompt goes like this. So tell me what the dashboard says and give me exactly 3 bullet points in biggest category, first growing category, and the one change that will save me the most amount of money. Nothing less. And then the one change that will save me the most, and then 2 words that do the work. Nothing else. Copy this. By the way, if you want this deck or the presentation, the link will be in the description. You can download it for yourself with the prompt. And if you want to share with someone who you think get benefit out of it, share it. And while you're up there, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. Number 4 is one of the most important one, which is sizing the deliverable. Actually, this one I got it wrong for months. I kept the chat reply and felt clever. And then I opened a dashboard and it had 14 or 15 different sections. Rule number 4 is size the deliverable. A short reply can hide a blow. If you just say something really short, you might end up getting a large dashboard with multiple tabs all over the places. So to size the deliverable, make sure that you specify what it is actually you want it. So here the prompt goes. Save the dashboard to 4 parts, monthly spending as a bar chart, spend by category as a chart, my top 10 merchant or my top 10 suppliers, and 3 savings opportunity, each with the dollar saves per year. Nothing more. The most powerful word is the nothing more. If you say that, Opus 5 will stop there. And the final rule is number 5. It's more about dropping something. Previously, we used to say double check your work, do this, do that, make sure that you do a QA before you present the result. However, the Opus 5 is already designed to check its work. So if you ask it again to check your work, so it does a double check and it costs you valuable time as well as valuable token. So 5, we don't need to add anything. Just if you used to write the check work, make sure that you deleted the line from the old prompt. So now what I'll do is let's add my bank statement. So I've selected my model, which is Opus 5, effort letter medium, then let it go. And while it's doing its work, let's go back to the slide. So here's the finished prompt and with all the 5 rules, each paragraph for each rules. The job, the fence, the shape of the deliverable, and the shape of the reply. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it. Otherwise, the link of the prompt will be in the description for free. You can download it. So these are some of the safe habits. I put it together while working in a corporate and be dealing with sensitive information, making sure that you follow your guidelines of what the company has provided to, and some of these things. Redact any card number. Anytime you're using, some of you might not be, that's okay. But I'm comfortable putting my bank statement into the Claude. And before I put it into the Claude, I already removed some of the sensitive information, like for you, my card numbers, my name. AI output, you should not just simply present that data. This is for personal use, but if you're using Claude for any kind of your corporate work, then obviously double check, triple check the output of their numbers. You need to make sure with yourself that you're comfortable presenting those numbers to your manager or your stakeholder. And also the Claude is only going to tell you what you need to do. So our example, it's only going to show you the pattern. It's only going to give you advice what to do. But end of the day, we as a human need to take that advice and implement it. And that's how you will get the real benefit of leveraging AI. So Claude has actually finished the work. It took around 4 minutes to complete. And here's the dashboard. By looking at it for instance, I am actually impressed how he actually done it. We asked for 1-page dashboard. We asked for 2 graphs. We asked for 8 category. We asked for 8 category, actually give us more. So something we can actually tweak. It give us top 10 merchant. And then we asked for 3 saving opportunity. Impressed. But the second thing is, obviously it looks really, really good. Looks like that I spent too much money on dining outside. Also, I need to look at my insurance spending. And also, this is important. I think this will apply to most of us. Cut the double AI and software subscription. Looks like I got ChatGPT and Claude itself. So obviously it's saying that cutting one of them will save me almost $600 a year. So if you go back to our slides, the 5 rules for Opus 5, just to recap quickly, give the whole job up front. Don't just piecemeal it up, just give the whole thing and make sure that you state where does the job end, because Opus 5 love to do more work. And remember one thing, the more work it does, they're costing you a lot more. Also kept the reply. If you wanted more details information, you can actually let Claude know and Claude will give you that information. Size of the deliverable, and obviously we didn't ask it to double check it work, but it actually did itself because it's designed to do so. If you're still with me, hit that like and subscribe button. It definitely helps the channel to grow and also motivates me to make more video. I will put the slides and the prompt in the description so you can download the link, which is totally free, and use it for yourself and share with someone who needs it. But the most importantly, the important part is using those examples and the rules. Come up with your own prompt. Watching a video is really good, but if you don't actually take any action, it's just your time. So give it a try. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Until next time, see ya.